This is me, Benjamin James Murgadichin, once again broadcasting myself live on YouTube and on TikTok at the same time. I'm setting up the TikTok as we speak, or as I speak. I mean, you could be talking too. I'm not around you right now, but you're most likely watching me, and I'm probably the one that's talking. Regardless, this is the live stream. It's just starting up, so come on in, sitting on down, and get ready. More our pumpkin carving. Go live. Go live. All right, now I'm live on YouTube. And 1 minute into YouTube's, I'm now live on TikTok. Now I'll be doing more pumpkin carving. That's what's going to be happening right now. Now I'm getting myself set up. If you're just tuning in, just stick with me and just bear with me as I get ready to do another pumpkin carving video. I'm going to light some candles and, down dress it a little bit, I guess. It could get messy, so I got to get some newspaper. All right, I'm filming from this direction. Reverse filming this time, but if you're just joining me, I'm going to be carving some more pumpkins today. I've got newspaper. It's nice to see all you people. I just walked back in. Don't know who's joined quite yet, but I do have to walk right back out. God dang it. I grabbed candy corn. I forgot one more thing. I'm so sorry. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I needed to grab a lighter. It took me a little while to find it, but now I'm live. I should have gotten all set up before I started streaming myself live, but to be honest, I just thought I had to grab newspaper and then I was ready to start, but then I remembered that also I need a lighter to light some candles, because this is a festive Halloween stream. I'm live streaming with some crazy Halloween activities, which is really not crazy. They're pretty typical. It's just carving pumpkins. But I got myself one of the decorations from inside the house. And I just wanted to also bring that. But I also have the pumpkins from last time I did this, which was 2 days ago. We got the Vexed Vampire and the Ghost with the Lantern right here. Yeah, they're just kind of hanging out. They'll be in the background. Well, I guess I could scoot it back over. I mean, doesn't really need to be seen. Yeah, why not, right? I mean, I'll leave it behind me. I'll light it up in a second. But I do need to grab the patterns that I tape onto the side of it, which are not out here. I got the tape. I got the scissors. I've got the knives, the spoon, the newspaper. Yeah, I'm missing the patterns. So I guess I wasn't even completely ready to start regardless. The patterns need to be grabbed. But I do need to empty out the inside of this pumpkin. So I'm just going to continue as things. I don't feel like leaving the live stream again and running away and then running back. And, you know, all of you people have already tuned in. So we're still lighting up some of the candles that I brought out here to illuminate my past carvings, which were carved a couple days ago. So the Vexed Vampire and the Ghost with a Candle. It does make sense to... Oh, right. There's already a candle in this one. Should just use the candle that's already in here. Why waste another candle? All right. There we go. Beautiful pumpkins right here. I do feel like these came out really well. I'm excited to do another pumpkin carving with you today. I got the candy corn. If you have some Halloween treats or whatnot, break those out. Sit back, get ready to enjoy yourself with just a typical pumpkin carving with me, Benjamin James Margadichin. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for being part of the live stream. Feel free to comment, push like, subscribe. Do what you do. Just have some fun. I'm not requiring you to do anything. I'm here for your enjoyment right now. You can share your opinions and whatnot, but please play nicely, especially with each other in the comments. Or just on the internet in general. The internet can be a wild west. And if I don't respond to anyone's comments or anything, I do apologize. I do have the cameras kind of set up a little bit further away from me. And, you know, I kind of just get in the zone in what I'm doing, even though I have a terrible attention span and have a lot of ADHD. That's not the point right now. What the point is we're going to go through this process. Now, if you're also trying to carve pumpkins at the same time and you just happen to be watching this to motivate yourself or to see how I'm doing things, I start off with using the newspaper to cover up a surface of the table so I don't make as much of a mess. Now, I like to use Scotch tape when I'm doing this and double-sided tape. Now, the Scotch tape doesn't work that well on this wood, but, you know, it does good enough. I did this a couple days ago, and it worked fantastically. Left no residue. I didn't have to clean off the table at all afterwards, which was really nice. I used the double-sided tape and lift up said newspaper and lay down said newspaper. Makes so then it doesn't crumple up as easily. It's easier for me to do it this way, and, you know, I'm streaming and showing you how I do things, so it's how I like to do it. If you have an opinion on how I can do it better, I mean, I'm all ears, but right now I'm already halfway through doing it this way. And taping down that way. Now, if you watched last time, I actually filmed from the other direction. This time you can see more of the junk and crap that's in the shed. Yeah, the shed has a lot of stuff in it, but I'm going through all that stuff little by little. It'll look more organized, I guarantee, every time that you tune in to watch me in the shed. If you continue to do so, I assure you, it'll eventually be better than it was. It's always getting better in here. I'm always getting rid of stuff. We'll be doing the pumpkin carving on some Wall Street Journal newspapers. Doesn't really matter what type of newspaper you're using, but we're gonna just start up this process. I'm also gonna set up another camera in front of me. So another camera over there with the other two cameras, because I'm live on YouTube and on TikTok at the same time. If you're just joining, this is going to be some pumpkin carving. I'm going to just do some pumpkin carving. Did some the other day on another live stream, and I carved this vexed vampire and this ghost that's holding a candle. It's just hanging out, doing its thing. I don't know, walking down a hallway or something. I'm not really sure what its backstory is, but I'm sure whoever drew it came up with a good backstory, because it kind of has that feeling. I'm just going to put down one more newspaper. I just feel like that's the right thing to do. Using some double-sided tape down here on the bottom. And right here. Right here. And why not right over here? Why not, right? Yeah. Just getting myself ready. Now I'm going to use this Scotch tape with the pattern that I'll need to go grab that's in the house. I'll set up another camera soon. How do you even carve a pumpkin? Oh, nice. Okay. If you're just tuning in, we're getting ready to start up the pumpkin carving process. But first, I need to get everything ready. So this is the prep stage. So really, honestly, now's the time to share this. If you want, you can go ahead and share it with other people. Send it to someone that might want to watch it. I'll be starting soon. At this moment in time, we're still prepping. And we've got this nice little pumpkin right here. Right. Since I did this yesterday, oh, wait. Yeah, pumpkin gunk and seeds from the other carvings from those two penguins behind me. This is all right here, and I still got a bag ready for more pumpkin gunk and whatnot. And it has an inner lining of a plastic bag inside of two brown paper bags. This kind of worked out. Yeah, all right. This can go off to the side, or I should tie it up. Yeah, tying up a whole bunch of previous pumpkin seeds and pumpkin guts that have been stored in here with the newspaper. And those are from the other two carves. There we go. Nice, right? Yeah, it's ready for the trash can now. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next part, which is actually me just taking a small breather and drinking some water. Oh man, some delicious water right there. Yeah, I encourage you to stay hydrated. All right, I got my knives. Now I saw on TikTok not too long ago, because I was watching videos just like all of us do, and people have been cutting their pumpkin from the bottom. I didn't know that was a thing, but they say that it's better that way, and I feel like giving it a try, so we're gonna test it out. I don't know how I feel about it because, well, one of the most exciting parts is cutting it around on the top, because I've done that my whole life, and I've always been able to get that part accomplished and do it well. And it looks like, I mean, the fad right now is to cut from the bottom, so I guess I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know. What do you people think? Does anyone have an opinion on the matter and whether I do it from the top or the bottom? Because it does look like it helps the pumpkin overall. Not really sure how, but people say that it reduces moisture, something like that. I don't know. It sounds like people have been doing a lot of research on the matter, so I don't really want to question it too much, but it does feel like carving the pumpkin from the top. Like, just feels traditional. I guess it's hard for me to not do it, but I think I'm gonna try not doing it this time around. Now let me see what else I need to set up before, oh, well, I should probably set up this other camera before I go inside and get the patterns. And this is my phone. The other two cameras I'm using are not my phone, but an iPad and, well, I mean, one was my old phone, which it's really helpful to have such a thing when you want to go live. I realized it's a good thing I kept it, you know? These things happen for a reason, I guess. If you're just tuning in, we're getting ready to start it up, and I'm just setting up another camera because I want to document this as like a time lapse I'm feeling with this camera, not with those ones. I'm going to keep the sound going with you guys. You guys will be able to hear me, but it'd be nice to do another secondary video on top of it. So I'm just setting up. It feels right to me. Okay, let me make sure framing's all good on this. So if I'm carving the pumpkin for you guys here, I could switch over, just seeing where I can sit and be part of this lime stream. So if I go over here, good. No, I don't want to get the vest dirty. But if I'm carving this way, what's comfortable for me? Yeah, I know. It's about me at the end of the day. I can always change where cameras are. So I'm just trying to figure out what would be nice for me, because last time I did this, I realized that I didn't exactly pick the most comfortable place to sit for you to be able to really see me doing it. And it actually looks like this is the spot right here. Yeah, all right. So now I got this spot. I have another camera set up, but I'm gonna just adjust it a little bit more. Oh no, that's perfect. Now I'm gonna go get the patterns and a rag. I have a rag. Do I really need a rag? I need a damp rag. I need to damp this because I just feel like this is kind of sticky-ish, so why not, right? It's good to have a pumpkin cleaned before you actually carve it. That's just an opinion. But I will be right back, so you guys just hold tight. And I'm back. And I got myself a damp towel. This will be helpful. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yep, just cleaning off the pumpkin, getting the pumpkin ready for some carving. Now I feel like I'm gonna be doing this new TikTok trick. If you're just tuning in, TikTok has revealed to me, or people that make content on TikTok have revealed to me, oh, and maybe on other platforms, but really on TikTok, that cutting from the bottom is a good approach to pumpkin carving, which I'd never heard of before, but we're gonna give it a shot today. That's the sticker. I got my pumpkins at Vons. Yep, Vons for $6.99. I don't know if you found a better deal, but I felt like mine wasn't that bad. But I do feel like these pumpkins are beautiful and a little smaller than I remember them being. Just pumpkins in general have always been smaller every time I carve them, which kind of makes sense, but I'm not really growing anymore. So that rag is done. Let's see what's going on with this camera over here. Okay. Almost. And when I said almost, I meant almost ready to start carving. Just adjusting a couple things here and there. This light's kind of annoying, but I mean, right now, just kind of make it, I think it actually makes it a little bit better. Well, I'm gonna leave it. All right, so I'm leaving that, and then maybe this to the side, like the tape on top of the patterns. We're gonna do, yeah, we should probably figure that out first. Patterns, let's see what we got here. So, the Wicked Imp I really don't want to do. Maybe jazz hands. It's like a ghost that's just doing jazz hands. It's comical, fun. Maybe it's entertaining. Regardless, it looks like it'd be a lot of fun to do. And then let's go inside of this booklet right here. Gargoyles is left. The Witch. This one's extremely hard, and maybe I should give it a shot. I mean, it'd be nice to accomplish it, but it's intimidating. It looks very difficult. All right, so I think, I don't know, I feel like I should give it a try. It says to start on its mouth, then do its eyes, then do buttons. Yeah, it has buttons. I mean, this one's the most challenging design in the booklet is the witch that's right there. And that witch is oh, there we go. Right here. So that one looks challenging. I think we're gonna do that one. Let's try it, right? I mean, I have nothing to lose. It'll make it more interesting. And normally I'd take my vest off for something like this because, well, it's going to get dirty. So I'll probably end up taking it off, but, you know, I'll just hang it somewhere in here. I won't leave you guys. I've been walking away from the live stream a couple too many times, and I do apologize for those that have been sticking by and staying in. I appreciate you just watching when nothing's going on. And even though not a lot's happening right now, it's still like, you know, rude of me to leave the live stream. In my opinion, I just don't think that that's proper. Now, we are also eating some candy corn. That's a treat that we got here. Sit back and relax, and we're gonna try this with, all right, I gotta do this camera too. This one's in time-lapse mode, but sometimes I'll switch it over to filming in real time, so then I can film like, I don't know, like a random video. I'll give you an example. So if I wanted to film on this camera, and I was filming with you guys still watching me, and I'm not going to break that, you know, I'm not going to cut off the live stream, but every once in a while, I'll bring attention to this camera and record myself say something like, you know, like, hold on. This is what it looks like when I clean a pumpkin with a damp rag, getting it ready to carve it. That's right, I like to clean off my pumpkin before I carve my pumpkin with a damp rag. So this is what it looks like when I'm cleaning off my pumpkin with a damp rag. What's it look like when you're cleaning off your pumpkin with a damp rag, getting it ready so you can carve it for the Halloween season? Yeah, it's a simple thing to do, and I'm not sure it's that special, but regardless, I'm showing you what it looks like when I'm doing it, and I'd love to see what it looks like when you're getting ready to carve a pumpkin. Because this is definitely what it looks like when I'm getting ready to carve a pumpkin. Making sure it's as clean as it can be before I start carving and cutting it. Something like that. So I just will bring some attention to that camera down there. I don't know if I'll ever post that, but regardless, it's good practice. It's good practice to just film myself saying things in general. And I have fun doing it. And even if I don't post it, maybe somewhere down the line, I'll just post it randomly for fun. So it's nice to have some videos here and there. But this camera is actually going to be doing a time lapse. But if I ever feel the inspiration and I don't really address you very well with the fact that I'm going to film myself on a different camera, just kind of, you know, think I'm weird or whatnot, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to just start filming on this one in time-lapse mode, just like I said. And we're going to start up the carving pumpkin process. So if you're just joining, last time I did some carving pumpkin, I did, or pumpkin carving. I did this guy right here, which is the Vexed Vampire. He is a spooky vampire. And I also did this ghost right here, which is holding a candlestick and walking down some sort of hallway, something like that. I don't really know. Regardless, the ghost looks great. The Vexed Vampire came out better than I thought. And now today I'm going to carve another pumpkin, but we're going to apply some of the TikTok and like YouTube short things that I've been seeing out there on the web where people have been cutting their pumpkins on the bottom. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I mean, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try because people are saying it's really working out. And I don't really want to, but I probably should. Just to see what it's like, you know, and it doesn't hurt. But then again, if I did that and I put a candle underneath it, don't I also need to make sure there's more ventilation? Or not, maybe not, because, you know, there's like a whole bunch of cutout stuff here. It doesn't really matter. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. Regardless, this is going to be the time that I cut on the bottom and we do the bottom part. So if you're just joining, get ready. And we're going to do some pumpkin carving. Twisted my words. So I think if I'm doing it from the bottom, I'm supposed to do it. I'm kind of nervous to cut it from the bottom. I don't know if that's a good idea overall because I don't want to lose the strength of it. I don't know how big to cut the hole. But I feel like I have a second pumpkin. We'll do it with the next one. This one, let's just do it the classic way with cutting at the top. So I'm going to just start cutting on the top, just like this. I know, right? I could be indecisive. Anyways, it's tradition to cut from the top. It just feels right. It feels wrong for me to cut it from the bottom. So at the same time, you're just watching me kind of deal with the fact that I just don't want to do the change. Regardless, when cutting the top of the pumpkin, it is good to go at an angle. If you cut straight down, then the thing will just fall all the way through. So cutting at an angle and using a steak knife is, wait, let's see. I would like to figure out which side I'm not carving on, which is this one. I'll make it a little bit, wait, is it that one? Where is it? The least effective. I think right here is where I'm going to start carving. So to keep that in mind, I'm just going to do this way first. Happy Halloween to those of you that like to celebrate Halloween and that even celebrate Halloween. We're doing pumpkin carving today, and I do appreciate you dropping in, and I hope you stay to watch the entire process, but we're just going into the first step right now, which is cutting the top of the head of the pumpkin. Now, we did discuss a little earlier that people are doing, or I discussed it, that people are cutting it from the bottom. I just don't feel like doing that. But there's nothing against it. Oh. There we go. Is it big enough for my hand to fit in there? Crap. It is, but there we go. We're gonna carve it on this side right here. Yep. Look at that. Pumpkin guts right there. Pumpkin guts and pumpkin seeds. Now throwing those into this bag. It's time to bring the bag closer to me. And use the knife to cut away at the gunk that I don't really want anymore. I don't need it. It's not helpful. So we're getting rid of it and we're going on to the next step of pumpkin carving. Okay. All right, so good. We should probably also figure out where it's going to have some ventilation. Yeah, that's a pretty ugly side right there. The ugliest side of the pumpkin is going to be the part of the pumpkin that I do not touch, really. So I forgot which side it was. I already decided, and now I've like forgotten which side I decided on. I should have put a sticker down. That would have been helpful. Now you live, you learn. Well, it's pretty defective in most areas, but I feel like it's worse here. The divots that go in will make it hard for me to carve. So we're gonna do more ventilation this way, but not much. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's good. Now that part's done. We're gonna put that down right here. And using the knife to carve along the edges on the inside a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Oh, wow. There's a lot of stuff in this one. The other ones I feel like I really lucked out on. They weren't terribly disgusting. Okay. I don't really want to get my hands dirty, but the pumpkin carving process requires using your hands to some extent. But I'm going to do this the way that makes it that it gets less sticky, and that maybe, just maybe, I don't really get sticky at all. Yeah, it's just not possible. The process of cutting a pumpkin just has too many steps to where you just get a little dirty. But this is the step. Here we go. It's easiest to try to keep it like, maybe I could just scrape everything and then flip it upside down and get all the gunk out without me getting, no, I feel like that's not gonna work. Regardless, some people use like the scraper spoon, that they're like, oh, you know, you really need this plastic scraper spoon. It'll make it a lot easier for you. Really feel like that plastic scraper spoon makes it harder. I feel like getting a metal spoon of any kind is by far aiding you better than anything that a plastic spoon will do. I mean, maybe, but just from experience, the plastic spoon, all right. Now I still got a whole bunch left. I hope your day was good. I hope you're having fun watching me. I mean, this is pumpkin carving, so we are just doing a festive Halloween activity. So if you want to do it with me, you can too. You just need to have a pumpkin. You know, maybe you can go out and get one. This is going to take me a little while, so regardless, feel free to join along if you really want to. We're still clearing out the inside of this pumpkin and then moving on to the carving part. I mean, there's only so many steps, but we've already picked out the design, which is going to be this challenging witch design. And right now, my hand is already really like sticky from all of the gunk that's in there, and I was trying not to get my hand to be, but you know, some things about pumpkin carving are just going to be messy, and that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Nope. But we're moving along with scraping and whatnot, and I feel like I'm just pushing around all these pumpkin seeds. There's a lot of stuff in there. I kind of also feel that inspiration to film a secondary video right here with the other camera that I got set up. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to use that damn towel I have to get some of this gunk off of me. But I don't want to get too much of it off. No. But I'm going to pause this camera. And I'm going to record some audio on this camera right now. And this is what it looks like when I pour a whole bunch of pumpkin guts. Oh, wait, no. And this is what it looks like when I pour a whole bunch of pumpkin guts and seeds out of the pumpkin into a bag. Look at all that pumpkin seeds and whatnot. Gunk coming out of the pumpkin. And pulling out pumpkin gunk and seeds looks just like this when I'm doing it. Pulling it out of a pumpkin and placing it into a bag to throw it away. So what's it look like when you're pulling out pumpkin seeds and gunk and putting it into a bag so you could throw it away? To make sure that the pumpkin carving process is as clean as possible. Ooh. Yeah, it's disgusting. All right. So I've filmed a secondary video using that camera right there, and I just want to switch it back to filming a time lapse because that camera is actually set up to do a time lapse. I'm just going to pause it every once in a while to film additional content. Yeah. Pumpkins, the stuff that's inside the pumpkin is disgusting. But you know, that's okay. It's not expected to be any other way. We got quite a bit left in there, so I gotta get this spoon and let's get out all the rest. Actually, we're pretty much done with this. So we're moving on to the next step in just a moment. If you're just tuning in, we're going to be doing this pumpkin carving together. And if you want, you can share it with somebody you know would like to watch this or be a part of the process of carving a pumpkin. Maybe they haven't carved a pumpkin this year and aren't planning on doing it, but would like to watch someone carve a pumpkin. Who knows? Regardless, feel free to share it with whoever you deem fit. You know, honestly, it's going to be a good time, and I appreciate each and every one of you for joining in so far. So regardless, it's nice to have you guys here. We're going to have fun whether more people join us or not, but still got to promote myself. And also, if you want to watch other carvings that I've done or additional things, like videos I've made, you can feel free to do so on my accounts. Check them out if you have the time. Maybe after this stream you'll check it out, or you know, maybe now. I don't know. It's all up to you. You might have multiple screens. Now I'm still pulling out pumpkin guts, which it looks like I'm ripping out a lot of the interior wall. I got to be careful. I don't want to rip out too much, but then again, this does make the carving process a lot easier. Ooh, that's really thin. That doesn't feel right. All right. On one side, it's very thin. Good thing. Okay, well, that makes sense, but I've got to still keep carving out the rest of this stuff that's in here. Anything that I feel like will get in the way with the carving process, and also making the walls thinner will also make the carving process easier. So I just can't make it any thinner in some areas. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I went to that. I ripped out one piece and it went into the area that I'm trying not to carve in anymore. So I'm just going to get out the rest of what I can get out by hand, and we're going to call it a quits on carving on the inside, which isn't super clean. There is one area that I really want to still clean up. And over here. Perfect. Not really. I'd do more if I could, but I really need to stop carving the inside of the pumpkin because I feel like I'm destroying the integrity of the walls. The walls are not in good shape anymore. Nope, not in good shape at all. All right. After all of that, we can take the bag of pumpkin guts, put that down there. We can take this. Clearing it off, all that pumpkin crap, gunk. Getting all that pumpkin gunk off and moving on to the next step, which is gonna be carving. Just double checking. All right, carving it on this side, right here. Moving the tools over here. Got our scissors. And the Scotch tape. And we move on to the next step. We'll be doing the Whimsical Witch, which I guess is in theme with Agatha. If you like watching Agatha, which I know I do, I know I'm not promoting the show technically, but I kind of am at the same time. No, Disney doesn't need it, but you know, I do watch the show and I am a fan, so it is fun to be carving a witch carving, but this one's going to be the most challenging one. It might take me a little while. Thanks for pushing like and for joining in on the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you on both YouTube and on TikTok. I see all y'all, and I might not be reading the comments all the time, but I see the love and I appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. We're going to have some fun carving this witch right here. Now, this witch is 4 difficulty level, and I'm just doing a double check, making sure I'm doing it where there's not as many divots. This pumpkin's not as perfect as I'd want it to be, but it doesn't matter. Oh wow, it's barely the size for this. You know what? It's the perfect size for this. Feels like it's barely the size, but really it's the perfect size. Now it's gonna fold in on itself in some areas and make the cuts a little bit shorter, but those areas are, it's just the way it has to be because it's going to curve. And you know, this is a flat piece of paper. We're going to start off the taping process. First, make sure it's straight. Right there feels like a good spot. All right. And I'm using some scissors to just give it some areas where I'm just cutting into it, just to make it a little bit easier for it to be pushed against the pumpkin. This will make the process a lot easier for me to like get it to stay in place. Whimsical Witch can be cut off. Also, the excess of the paper does not need to be there. If you're just tuning in, you're catching me at the right time. We haven't started cutting into the pumpkin yet with the design, but we've already cleared out the pumpkin. Right now, it's just the step of taping the pattern onto the side of the pumpkin, which takes a little while. Feels worth it, though. And letting it fold in on itself every once in a while is inevitable, but deciding where it folds in is key. Making sure that you get it to fold in specific areas. Looks like just need to cut right here. The pumpkin is pretty small for this large design, but you know, it doesn't say that you like can't do it on this one. It's just, you know, a pretty small pumpkin, and I didn't really realize how big this artwork is that they want you to like cut into. But it does feel right. Moving along and cutting more of it, or taping more of it. Just trying to get it to push up flesh against it. You can't really have it fold in specific areas, but right here where the hat is, I can do that. Right where the witch's broom is, I could let it fold in there too. Perfect. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're making some progress right here with just taping it on. Ah, dang it. This witch is it's going to be a challenge to carve it in general, so I'm trying to tape it best I can. I do not want this witch to be a deformed, ugly witch, so I want to make sure that I carve it right. I guess I gotta shrink the size of the cauldron for... Yeah, it's fine. It's just her spell will be a bit smaller. That's not that big of a deal. If you're just tuning in or doing pumpkin carving over here, a nice Halloween activity, welcome and thanks for joining. I'm not always looking up to see what people are saying in the chat, but I do appreciate you being here, and we are having some fun today with some pumpkin carving. I'm just putting the Scotch tape on the pattern and really putting a lot of Scotch tape on, because once I start, the pattern's gonna want to move quite a bit. It'll move around because I'll be puncturing it with a knife, trying to get through the pattern, to get into the pumpkin, to remove the pieces, to make the figure that I'm taping onto the side of the pumpkin right now, which is a witch. A witch that's making some sort of spell in her cauldron. A pretty typical Halloween scene. It is gonna be a fun time in the shed for sure. And it's kind of in theme with that show Agatha, which I'd like to talk about it, but I don't want to be that guy that's ruining a show for people and just telling you what's happening in a show. That's not going to be what I do right here. But I do like to see everyone joining in, pushing like, and following, and just being part of the good old adventure of some pumpkin carving. We're going to have some fun starting right now with the pumpkin carving. Well, actually, just got to drink some water. And I know this needs to actually happen for just a second. I just need to leave this pumpkin right here and stop recording on this camera and start again. So then I can have more of a shot of this just being in this specific spot, so I could time lapse it being done. But you'll be watching me do it live. But I'll post a time lapse of the pumpkin carving later on. We're also getting to the point of the day where it is getting darker, and I think I should do something about the lighting. So we're gonna not let it be this crazy flashing thing, which I guess is nice, but can we slow it down or something? Does it do a fade? That's better. It's just less crazy for me. It's right at the corner of my eye. I do hope everyone's enjoying themselves, and welcome to the live stream. We are now starting off with carving a witch on the side of a pumpkin. Now, this witch is a whimsical witch, and she has a lot of complicated parts, but we're going to start right here on its facial area. We're going to do the mouth. And now I get to sit. It's fun for me, right? So we start off with the mouth, which the mouth is a very simple one. Yeah, it's gonna be an easy carve just for a little while. But these little holes that are right here that I need to carve, the knife is bigger than that. So I need to figure something out. There has to be something I could use in here. I mean, no. Maybe a toothpick? I don't have a metal toothpick though. Regardless, I like how they make these tiny little buttons that I'm gonna have to cut, and the tiny little buttons look like they're gonna be a difficult thing to do in general. But we start off with the mouth. Well, that was easy. But then the eyes. Come on, you can do it. No! Went in too deep and to the side. She'll become a cyclops if I'm not careful. She kind of already is. So I gotta fix that. How should I fix this? Oh. I just need to do this carefully. The tip of this knife is sharper than the tip of this one. So this can help me kind of and I can use a toothpick later to poke through all the way and to hopefully build a circle, but it's too delicate for me to do that area like that. I can't, it's just the cuts are too small. So we're gonna just move on. I'll use a like a Q-tip, or not a Q-tip, a toothpick later to try to like fix that. When I go inside, I'll grab a toothpick. I'm just gonna finish all the one sections before I go inside and grab a toothpick. Next one is right here. That one right there. And we'll just go downwards. Perfect. Now, I like the tiny blades because I feel like it just listens to me and it bends better. But to each their own. But back and forth, just kind of getting it down. Now, I think I actually need to make sure to cut through on these ones as soon as possible, because once I do more of the cuts, it's going to weaken the integrity of the rest of the pumpkin. So it'll be hard to do something like that. Okay. And there we go. We're doing her waist. This girl has a nice hourglass shape going on. Well, she's a witch. I guess that's kind of common for a witch to have an hourglass shape. All right. Push that through. And 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more number 1 steps to do. There we go. And then flip that around. The tiny, like, knives are just better in general. Sorry. I was kind of listening to what I was saying and then not really saying anything at all, because at the same time, this is requiring a good amount of my concentration, which makes sense. I mean, it is pumpkin carving. If it didn't require attention, then why would I be doing it, right? If you're just joining in, thanks for coming by and popping in on my live stream. We're 50 minutes into a pumpkin carving, and it's looking good. And then back. All right. Come on. There we go. Oh, I get real close to cutting myself sometimes. I gotta be more careful. There we go. Perfect. Ah, dang it. That looks good. All right. Now we do the last 2 steps for step number 1, which are over here on the pumpkin, which, let me just get more of an angle to that one. So if I do perfect size. The eyes of this pumpkin that's in this scene with this witch are like the perfect size for this knife. Whereas in her eyes are so small, I have no idea what knife I'm supposed to use. I'm gonna actually go inside really quick because I need to grab something to take care of this section before I move on, because it's gonna just get weaker around that section and it'll be like impossible for me to do it later. So you gotta just, I guess I gotta problem solve. Maybe like a knife that has, I don't know, maybe like, trying to think what would work best, but it's not really like a straightforward thing. Like I can't think. All right, the pumpkin is done. Yeah. All right, so far I'm right here with the cut, and we're just gonna switch to a different knife or utensil. I'm gonna think out here so I go in with purpose, so I don't leave the live stream for a long time, because I don't like to leave you guys hanging. I do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, and I want to keep you amused. And if I walk out of the live stream, what's to keep you in, right? Why would you keep watching if I'm just not in the shot? Regardless, if you just hold tight with me and you just wait for me to come back, I guarantee it's going to be worth it. We're going to have a lot of fun with finishing this pumpkin carve, and I need to go inside and grab what do I need to grab? I guess the smartest thing to grab is just toothpicks and try to make that work. Maybe the smallest knife I have too. I think that that's going to be the best way to go. And I'm getting kind of thrown off, but I will be right back. Just hold right there, guys. All right. And I'm back. Thanks for still keeping by and tuning in. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I need to turn that to a solid white color because, well, it's just too distracting with it changing into multiple colors every 5 seconds. And I feel like it looks a little bit spookier, and it's better, right? Better for me, at least. Now, on YouTube, the quality is terrible. But on TikTok, it ain't that bad. All right. Now, I've gotten a toothpick and... I think this was the right call. So I got one of them screwdrivers, the tiny ones. And I feel like that identifies the eyes. Just making sure. All right. And now we got to figure out the buttons. Now the buttons, that's a difficult part on this witch right here. But I feel like, yep, the toothpick is working. So poke the toothpick all the way through, push it back out. All right. Well, I didn't think it was going to work at first, but it did. So we are moving along, and it's a good thing I did it now and not like at the end. It would have definitely not been easier. It would have been way harder, and I probably would have broke the witch in half. All right. And let's do an inside check. And we're just checking to make sure that there's, you know, nothing left to stand in the way of the... I want to check one thing, so we're going to just push that through. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Wow. All right. We're making some great progress. Moving on to the next part, which I got to shut that door really quick. Give me 1 second. Shutting the doors to the shed. Once again, I got myself some candy corn. And if you're just joining in, it's getting really exciting. I see. They want to know that I'm still here, which I am, TikTok. I am still here. And I'm still here on YouTube. It's nice to see everybody out here. Thanks for the likes and thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're continuing on with the carving process, and we're just having some fun right now. Not a lot's happening right here. I mean, I'm not selling you anything. This is really just you watching me do something, and if you are, you know, down to support me, you can just by following me, pushing like, whatever. It's all relative, and at the end of the day, I appreciate you, and I'm sure it'll be fun to see which one of you people interact with me afterwards. I always enjoy the interacting. That's what social media is all about, right? Okay, now that we've done steps 1, we move on to doing steps 2, which it looks like this is step 2, this is step 2. I'll start down here. We're going to do the harder part first, the one that's just like a circle. And it's like a whimsical circle. I don't know what its purpose is or why it's there, but we're going to cut that out first. And cutting at an angle is necessary also when you're doing this pumpkin carving. If you cut straight, it doesn't always work very well in your favor. Now, I don't know if you're actually supposed to do it that way, but that's one. Curving it is hard. It doesn't want to go. right, now it's time to go back the other way. Okay, come on, you got this. Well, I should have done this little by little. I can tell it's really fragile now because, well, I already cut it down to the bottom. Come on. There we go. That's going to be a little off, but that's okay. That part can go back on it. Oh, it came out pretty good. All right, step 2 is done in that section. Now I do step 2 in this section over here. If you're just tuning in, all that's happening right now is we're carving a pumpkin. The lighting's a bit low, but it's spooky and it's kind of festive with the Halloween theme. Anyways, we're just gonna keep going, and we've got step 2s. I don't know why they didn't do more numbers except for 1, 2, and 3, but I think they just wanted to leave it up to you to decide which numbers to focus on first or whatever. I don't know. I feel like that is a bit stupid, actually, now that I think about it. This is obviously part of the broom. I think. It just feels obvious that it is. All right, and we go back and forth. All right. Oh, wow. Still going. I got this. And back. Oh, some of the pumpkin's already fallen out. That's a good sign. Actually, just cut off that piece too. Perfect. Made it so I can get to over here. Ow. I didn't cut myself, but I was close. I don't know why I said ow. Okay. All right. Now I got all these pieces. Trying to push out everything that doesn't deserve to be there. Or I guess deserve isn't really the word. It's not supposed to be there because it's not part of the design. All right, there we go. Now the witch's broom is defined. Okay, now that we've done step 2 in this section, which, there we go. Still carving a pumpkin. If you're just dropping by, feel free to push like and support and be part of the process of cutting a pumpkin just by watching me cut a pumpkin and carve it and whatnot. It's having fun. It's me having fun in this holiday season carving a pumpkin right now. That's what's going on, and that's what we're doing. So enjoy having you here, and it'll be a lot of fun to continue this process. We're carving a whimsical witch. We did carves yesterday of this vexed vampire and this ghost holding a candle walking down a hallway. Those are the 2 carves that have already been completed, and we're working on this one right here. So just stick with me and keep watching, and I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself to a certain extent. I mean, it's the internet. There's a lot going on this thing. Now, step 2 looks like there's one that looks difficult also. I'm trying to get the difficult step 2 parts done, and this one is right here. And we're just gonna start off that one like that. Now I need the other knife or the other side of it to be used. It's more fine tipped and a lot easier to use. And the blade like bends with me when I want to curve. It's like a hand coming out of the coming out of the cauldron. Sorry, I'm concentrating and talking in phases. If you're just joining in, this is a difficulty of 4 pumpkins, this carve, or that's what it says. Pushing that through. Now, I'm not entirely sure what 4 pumpkins represents on difficulty level, but it did say 4, which means it's a high difficulty. Because it's out of 4. 1 out of 4. Anyways, now that I've finished this part, moving on to the next section, which is either this one or this one. Well, I hate doing fingers, so I'll do that one first. Yeah, I absolutely hate carving pumpkin fingers, or fingers that are on the pumpkin. This one actually, I see there's also another one right here. All right. Nice. Look at that. That feels good. Step 2. I'm trying to get to those fingers. So just racing along, cutting down the way. Trying to get to the fingers first. If I could do that, I'd feel better in general. I hate doing the fingers because I just feel like they're hard. And, like, they're really hard to get fingers right when you're covering it into a pumpkin. Dang it. I gotta start being gentle now. It's a very detailed design. So because of that, there's already a lot of cut areas, and I can't just be carelessly cutting. One finger's almost done. All right, one finger's done. Or Yep, there we go. Next finger. Well, should probably cut. No. This is kind of hard, actually. I got to cut a curved, two curved areas. I guess I just have to do this slowly. Yeah, it just feels really fragile. You know, when you're cutting a pumpkin and it just feels like it's, you know, gonna break. That's what's happening right now. It does feel like the pumpkin itself is gonna break on this section that I'm just trying to carve. Ah, there we go. Only one more finger left. Okay, good. It's a very nerve-wracking process carving a pumpkin like this pumpkin right here when you're doing the difficulty level of like 4. Okay. And last finger. Then I got to cut the arm of the witch. Yeah, I mean, it has a lot more difficult parts left still, but it felt good to get the fingers done, because fingers can be a difficult thing to do on a pumpkin carve. Almost with the pumpkin. I just want to carve upwards really quick. I'm trying to do this in phases, but like also not I don't want to really screw myself over with having it be too weak in one area for me to cut without like breaking everything. Okay. There we go. Making more progress. Okay. This witch. Oh my, oh my. So many curves. It's actually really hard on my wrist and arm right now. This one is feeling like it's taking me longer. Dang it. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for supporting. Appreciate everyone that's coming by on YouTube and on TikTok. I can't read the comments very well because I am concentrating on what I'm doing right now, which is cutting the witch's hat out in this pumpkin carving of a whimsical witch. Oh, dang it. Doesn't really feel like a circle. That's okay. That's another part done. Just gonna push that in. Deal with that later. All right, let's continue on with her hat. Section 2 has only a little bit left. Or step 2's. Come on. No. Yeah, there we go. I got this. Yeah, I'm making a lot of noises. It's hard, and I need to express myself as I cut and cut this pumpkin. This is a difficulty of 4 pumpkins, but, you know, I feel like, no, dang it. I'm having a hard time getting this hat done because it's getting weak. Now, if I could just cut across, come on, you can get it without breaking the hat. I think I did it. Oh, okay, good. All right. Just so everyone can see, here's where we're at right now on the pumpkin carving that's happening right here. And I'm just pausing for a second to record right here on this camera once again. Ooh. Doing a time lapse with this camera as I'm streaming live over here. Oh, thanks for all the attention, guys. I see that there's a lot happening in the chat on YouTube. Lots of love and support, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Can't see who you guys are. The camera's pretty far away from me. And on YouTube, I see that people are also supporting me too. I appreciate both happening right now. It's moving along. The pumpkin carving process is a bit more difficult tonight than it was the other nights. I did the most difficult pattern that I could find. So if you're just tuning in, this is just pumpkin carving and we're just having fun tonight. It's a Halloween activity, and these are the pumpkins that I have from the previous night. This one's the Vexed Vampire, and this one's the ghost holding a candlestick, just walking down a hallway or something like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a backstory to it. I don't really know. Regardless, we now have one more of the step 2s to cut out. And this one's a bit difficult. I'm going to start on this side. But this is going to be harder because I need to pay attention to how weak the pumpkin is in certain areas. But I do feel like if I just go nice and fast like that, actually that does work. So maybe, no, it doesn't work. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to get the hat to start being cut out. Here we go. I just need to be slower. Yeah, just a little slower. Okay, now I don't want to push hard on this thing. So what do? I guess I gotta cut across. Yep, that's the way to go. Okay. No. There we go. Dang it, I'm having a really hard time getting this hat to be just right. The hat is going to be, well, maybe I could come in from a different angle. Yeah, this is going to work. I can feel it. Okay, now that I've done that, I can just cut from this side. Very slowly. Oh, that feels right. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Nice. The witch is starting to look real good. Yeah. The delicate part on this cut right here is almost done. I just need to finish cutting the face. Ugh. No, I can't do that anymore. In order for me to cut that one spot, dang it. So here's the witch's hat. Okay. No. Wow, this one's really hard. Okay. I think that that's still a cheek. I hope I kept it that way. The hat's still intact. Okay. Yep. Here it goes. Hands starting to hurt a little bit. If you're just joining in, thanks for coming by. We're just having some fun pumpkin carving. It's a festive Halloween theme over here on this live stream, and thank you for being a part of it, and thanks for being here. I'm almost done with this carve. We're finishing off step 2 of like 8. But after this, we only have 2 other areas to carve, but those areas are like way harder, so I don't know I'm going to get through it. But with your love and support, I know it'll be a lot easier. Okay, there we go. That's feeling good. Okay. There it is. And step. Dang it. I'm just having a hard time not hitting the witch. I hit it pretty hard, and I don't want to break the witch. I'm just trying to get her broomstick outlined. Okay. Perfect. Oh. Huh? Yeah, it's looking pretty good, right? Yeah, I know, right? It's really starting to come along. I'm pretty satisfied. Thanks for everyone who's come in. I think now's a good time for me just to come up to the cameras, make sure that everything's working in regards to battery life and whatnot. I just should double check. Don't want to be that guy that cuts off because he was too stupid to go check. Pumpkin, hey, thanks, Vincent. I don't know who else has said things in the chat, but it's nice to have all you guys here. Thanks for wishing me luck. I'm still carving away, but it looks like I need to grab one of my chargers to support the life of the TikTok stream. All right, be right back. Sorry about that. I just had to step out to grab one of them chargers. Perfect. And we're still going along. Sorry for the, step out and step back in, but I appreciate that you've been able to stick with me and not leave the live stream. While there is nothing happening in it, I walked away. I do feel like I owe you one for sticking by and just waiting for me to come back. Now, we are still carving this pumpkin right here. And we have 2 steps left, but they're both step 3s. And they're both very difficult. Which one should I do first? Oh, it says this one to do this one last. Understandable. Now I grab my handy dandy tool right here. Make sure that the time lapse that I'm filming right here, I'm filming myself on this one, but I'm not talking to this camera. It's a time lapse camera, filming the whole process from start to finish. I'll post that later. If you're just tuning in, we're just pumpkin carving. Thanks for being part of the live stream. I did these pumpkin carvings last time I did a stream with pumpkin carving as the theme. And today we are doing the Whimsical Witch, which the Whimsical Witch has gotten quite far along with its carving. We are going to be doing these hands right now, and I think that that's right where I want to start because hands are difficult. So difficult. I think that that's the part that would be the best to start. Or maybe down here. It's fragile right here. So maybe like right there. Yeah, that feels right. So just start carving along, trying to keep that paper in place too. I hope you've done some pumpkin carving this Halloween season. It's a lot of fun. It's really a festive activity. It feels good to do your own carves too. It's like a nice artwork thing. You know, but it's not for everybody, but still it's fun to do to a certain extent. It's not for everybody, but I encourage everyone to try it. I mean, it's fun. So, honestly, it's more fun when you don't pick the hardest cutout to do. This one's starting to get stressful. It's still going to be fun to look at the results, but I don't know why I set myself up for... Oh, I forgot to defrost my dinner. I gotta be right back. Adult stuff. I need to go and make sure that I defrost. Yeah. 1 second. Oh. Sorry about that. I had to go defrost some dinner and whatnot. And I also brought in some more light because I felt like the time lapse wasn't looking good. Yeah, that's right. But also, you know, it gave you more light to see me too over there in YouTube and TikTok. It's all nice to be paying attention to the lighting on everything. Oh, I left the knife in there. Totally. Yeah, I left, all of a sudden. I had to defrost some stuff that I'm going to cook in the air fryer later on. And, you know, if I didn't, then I wouldn't have anything to eat right when I'm done doing this. And this is a tiring thing to do. I'm going to enjoy eating. But I'm sorry I stepped away. I appreciate everyone who's stuck by and tuned in the entire time. It's been a process of me leaving quite a bit of times. Normally when I live stream, I try not to leave at all. I try to just stay here the entire time because that's why I'm live streaming. If I keep walking out, then why would I be live streaming? But we are still cutting out step 3. I feel like I can't cheat this at all. Nah. It's very fragile. I can feel that it's like, yeah. I feel like it's breaking in one area, and then as I'm moving it along, it's starting to break in another area. So I'm trying to figure out where to put my hands. And I'm trying also not to do this too forcefully. But I'd like this knife because it can bend with me. It's a nice pumpkin carving knife. That's one finger done. All right. And now I got to go back in and get that other finger. Delicate, delicate, delicate. These fingers are so thin. They just want me to mess up. Gosh, if I was doing this as a kid, I would get nauseous. Whenever I was doing anything art related and it got too intense or too like precise, like if you really had to pay attention to what you were doing and you were really close to messing up the whole thing. I remember in art class, I'd get like super nauseous when I'd be doing drawings and stuff like this. You know, it's just, I actually don't know why I would get nauseous, but it makes sense to me. I was nervous. It's how my body was responding. Okay, so that's one finger completely defined. Oh, wow. Now I do the next finger. Now I cut out of there. These fingers are all of different sizes, which actually is kind of nice. Since they're not all the same size. Oh, no. I just lose a finger. Not my finger, but the witch's finger. No. You got this. Come on. Perfect. Okay, that's weird. I think I just kind of messed up on the hands. That's okay. I mean, the witch's hand is perfect. So, dang it. I know that that is not right. But that's okay. Now I'm just gonna keep going on. No point giving up now. We're almost there. I've done quite a bit of the cut so far. So let's try to get okay. Okay, almost there. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for being part of the stream, guys. I appreciate everyone coming along for the process. We're still carving this section right here just to keep you in the loop and keep you updated, trying to make it that you could see me doing what I'm doing rather than me turning it away. It's nice to have everyone here. So now I'm trying to figure out how to do this part. Like, it's hard for me to readjust to go, maybe I just got to start from down here. It's tougher, but the pumpkin is starting to get really weak in sections because, well, makes a lot of sense. I'm cutting into it, and of course it's getting weaker. Here we go. The witch's broom should be well defined after this. No. Doing it very slowly but surely. Here it is. No. Uh-oh. It's ripping off. Dang it. I gotta start this cut better. Ah, no. Am I gonna lose it? I'm gonna lose that piece of paper. Uh-oh, I lost it. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. It's okay, it's okay. I'm making good progress, and it's still coming out pretty nicely, actually. I just, like, lost it with the last half of the broom. It's okay. Not everything's going to be perfect, and that's something you just got to be okay with. I'm not bummed that much. But let's see if we can get out this section. Perfect. All right. Now, got to do this section. Oh, this feels good because we're like almost there. And yep, there we go. Oh, that feels good. Very slowly. It's very fragile right here. I gotta like hold it at the same time. Yep. And the paper's starting to rip again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I've lucked out. I just have Come on, paper, stop getting in my way. No. No, no, the paper's ripping off. Well, I ripped it off right there, so I guess that's me. There we go. Perfect. This is exactly how the cut should be. Perfecto. All right. Yep. And just putting it right here. Once again, I'm still doing a time lapse on this camera that's in front of me over here. Just letting it pause here for a second. Stopping and starting just to make sure that the time lapse is coming together nicely. Just pausing it every once in a while so that it can be seen over there. But also you could see it more clearly from where you are too. The vantage point I have the cameras at. I'm on the last cutout for this witch, if you can't tell. We're going to be doing it right here. This is the final and third step. They have like 3 step 3s and 4 step 2s, and I think there was 5 step 1s. So we are approaching the end here with this final step, step 3. And I was originally going to do multiple pumpkin carvings tonight, but, well, I'm tired. Yeah, that's right. This one's been a very hard cut for me so far. And it's been 108 minutes of me doing this. So, I mean, it's been a long time. This is a difficult pattern to cut in general, so it's been taking me a while, but it is also hard on the hands. But I appreciate everyone coming in, pushing like, following, and being part of the process of me going live and doing some live streaming, especially this holiday season where I'm just carving pumpkins, having fun carving pumpkins. It's a nice thing to do, and it's real festive and seasonal, and it's just nice to have a seasonal activity in general. Always nice to get into the holiday spirits. Yeah, I'm kind of stalling because my hand hurts. But hey, you know what? There's other things for me to do right now. Actually, I just realized every cutout I've done so far has stayed inside the pumpkin. So I got to throw that into the trash bag that I have over here right by me. And getting all those pieces out is important. No need for them to be in there. They don't need to be. And now I'm ready to do the final and third area for me to cut out with my handy dandy knife. Now, this is going to be hard. I start over here by the hand. No. Not you, the paper. Yeah. The paper's been giving me, dang it, on some problems. I don't want to mess up the hand, and it tells you to start right here to get the cutting done. Which makes sense, honestly. If you're just tuning in, we're just finishing up the pumpkin carving process right here. So if you stick by, you're going to get to see a pumpkin lit up. You tuned in right at the right time. I'm filming myself on YouTube and on TikTok, streaming and getting this out there into the world so people can watch what it looks like when I'm carving a pumpkin in real time. Give the people what they want, right? Regardless, this is mainly for me. I'm having a great time. If you've decided to stop by and be part of the adventure of me carving a pumpkin, well, congratulations to you. Ah, dang it. Gosh, this is very... It's just the witch right now is, I can feel every time I go in and out with the knife, the witch moves. Which it should, because it's like, this is the last area that it's attached. But it's scary because I keep feeling like I'm going to break the witch, and I really don't want to. I really want this witch to stay together. Yeah, I don't want her to be destroyed at all. No. Dang. No, dang it. I just can't get the knife back in. Oh, there it is. And now I just curve with it. No need to remove the knife. If I remove the knife, it's always so much harder to get it back in there. There we go. I'm just going to do a cut down from here. I have to like go inwards, so I'm going to try to sheet that. Perfect. And then I can cut in here. Perfecto. All right, now that I've done that, nice. Follow it down. We are approaching the end of this cut right here, carving along, and it is proven to be good. If I can just finish this area, I know I won't break the witch. Once again, though, it's gotten flimsy, and it is harder for me to cut the pumpkin right now. Oh, dang. But, that was bad. The knife just flew out. Oh, okay. All right. Just taking a pause. Don't want to break it, so I'm trying to be as careful as possible. So I'm going to do this last part now because I just have one line to cut, and then this cut is done. Wow. Whew. Just have to concentrate on not breaking it. Pumpkin carving can be hard. It says to do this part last, and it is flimsy. It's going back and forth like crazy. But I can tell I'm like right there. Huh. Yeah, I made it. I made it to the end. Look at that. I pushed it in. Double checking. Oh, yeah. We made it to the part to where I get to take the gunk from the inside, do a double check. There's paper in there, which there really shouldn't be. All right. Well, you've stuck by for this long. I appreciate everyone coming in to the live stream and being part of the live stream. We get to take the pattern off and light the pumpkin up now and see how it turned out. This was a 4 difficulty level of carving pattern-ish. I don't know how to really, specify that, but the difficulty level on this carve was out of 4 pumpkins. And it was 4 pumpkins. And now we're just removing the tape and all the paper, which indicated all the areas for me to cut it. The witch kind of stayed together a little bit. Yeah, I cut around the witch, and it's a nice cutout of the witch. Actually, it's kind of nice. I don't think I'm going to save it, but for now I'm going to save it. So I'm going to put that to the side. There's that. Use my damp towel again. Okay. We are there. Yeah, the hands. Hold on. There's a bunch of gunk behind it that I'm just going to clear. Moment of truth right here. I've been looking forward to this. I hope you are too. This is the end of the live stream. Overall, thanks everyone for coming by. We're going to light up this pumpkin, and we're just going to finish off today's stream this way with the success of another carved pumpkin. If you were here for the other ones, the vexed vampire and the candle, the light up process is the most exciting part. So here we go. I still got this camera doing a time lapse. It's in front of me over here. You can't see it, but it is over here. I'm just going to actually give that a pause and a restart. And now that I've done that, it's time for me to light the candle. And there we go. Look at that pumpkin right there. I took the time to carve the most difficult pumpkin pattern that was in the mix of all of them, and I feel like it's come out pretty nicely. So this is the pumpkin carving I did. That's the Whimsical Witch cutout, or Whimsical Witch pattern. It was in a Frightful Pumpkin Masters kit, and it has come out to be this nice. It's the best I could do. I still need to look at it head on. Really, I can see it in the camera. I'm a bit nervous on how it came out, but it does actually look like it came out pretty good, at least on film. You can see that the witch itself is actually detailed. You can see the witch. Maybe I should cut the lights. Not all the lights, but I'm going to shut off some of the lights. But first, let me finish this time lapse before I actually do that. Or, you know, finishing the time lapse with it going completely black does make sense. But I do need to face this pumpkin that way for right now, just so I can finish this other video, and then I'll bring my attention back over here to what's going on the stream with the people over here in YouTube and the people over here in TikTok, and we're gonna just reminisce a little bit after I'm done filming this video, just letting it do a time lapse. And off with the light. Ooh, yeah. It's spooky. There's still some light in here, but it does look better. Oh, the skull candle looks really great when the lights are off. I'm still filming this video over here. It's just a time-lapse camera. It'll look cool now that it's gotten all dark and whatnot. I'm just letting it run for a little longer. And then I'm going to bring my attention back over here to you guys in TikTok and YouTube. Just one more second. And that's it for the secondary camera over there. I don't need to pay attention to that one as much anymore. But now that you guys are still here, you can see 3 pumpkins right now in this shot. Let me remove this light so you can at least see my face. There we go. No. Yeah, this is better right about there. Right there. That's perfect. All right, now you can see me a little bit better, and you can see all the pumpkins I've carved. So if you're just tuning in, this is the end of my live stream. I've done some pumpkin carving tonight. I was going to do multiple pumpkins, but I'll just save one and do another one tomorrow, most likely on Halloween. But we have two previous ones that weren't done today. The Vexed Vampire right here, right behind me. And then over here is the ghost with a candlestick walking down a hallway or something like that. So these two pumpkins are already carved, and this is the new addition tonight and the final of the 3 that I've carved just for tonight. I'm not going to carve another pumpkin, but this is still the one that I did tonight, and I appreciate everyone joining in and watching me do another broadcast. This has been a whimsical witch, and it's in theme with the Agatha show, which is also in theme with Halloween. So it's nice to do something that relates to a Disney intellectual property that is, nothing that I need to be promoting, because they have enough going on for them promoting their own shows and whatnot. But still, I do like that show, Agatha. And right now, you've just witnessed me do another Halloween activity, which is just carving a pumpkin, which is, I guess, the root of all Halloween activities, maybe making cookies. But still, this has been a lot of fun for me. I've had a good time doing it. I hope you've had a lot of fun watching me. I do realize that there's one more video I want to film over here on this camera. It is a bit dark, but I don't need it to be perfect. I just need it to be seen. Yeah, I'll deal with trying to get the lighting better later. No. Dang it. There it is. Perfect. Just framing a shot with this other camera right now. If you're just tuning in, well, I'm sorry, but you're reaching the end of the live stream. I'm just filming another video that I'll post later. Right here. And this one's just bringing attention to the fact that I just did a carving of a whimsical witch. I mean, it's a hard one to do, and I'm happy I did it. And now I'm recording. Yeah, just filming another video over here. And this is what it looks like when I've carved a witch onto a pumpkin. Just like this. This one's called the Whimsical Witch. She's brewing something up in that cauldron she has, and she's just standing by with a pumpkin in her hand and her broomstick. Just being a witch and whatnot. Hanging out on the pumpkin. Because this is what it looks like when I carve myself a witch on the side of my pumpkin. What's it look like when you carve a witch on the side of your pumpkin? Is it also a whimsical witch? Or is it another witch altogether? This witch is a nice witch, though. Yeah, she's not evil. Or maybe she is. I don't know. Regardless, it's all subjective. It's whatever you think as well. So that's one take, and I realize I want to do one more. I like to have a safety. It's just good habit. Why not? I could film, so why not film right? Oh, right, I'm recording myself over here still, and doing a final take of me showing the world that I've carved a witch. Just as another video, this is the live stream, and you've watched me do it live, and I appreciate all of you. And I'm just taking some time to make another side video with it. And this is what it looks like when I carve myself a witch on the side of a pumpkin. Yeah, that's right. That's what this pumpkin... No, I don't like that. Let me do another one. So let me say... Oh, carving. I should say carved. This is what it looks like when I carve myself a witch on the side of a pumpkin. Just like this, the carving came out pretty nice. It's a witch holding a pumpkin with her broomstick and a cauldron by her. Not too fancy, but it is... Oh, well, it is fancy. Now, let's do another one. I didn't like that at all. I liked the first one I did, so really I can actually just stop. But why not do another one that I like? Maybe I'll like it more. And this is what it looks like when I carve myself a witch. Well, retake. And this is what it looks like when I carve myself a witch on the side of a pumpkin. Yes, this pumpkin's carved into with a witch on the side of it. Carved into. Yeah, I'll do one more. This is what it looks like when I carve a witch onto the side of a pumpkin. That's right, I've carved myself a witch known as the Whimsical Witch. She has a pumpkin, a cauldron, and a broomstick. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when I carve a witch on the side of my pumpkin for the Halloween season. What's it look like when you carve a witch on the side of your pumpkin? Is it also a whimsical witch with a pumpkin and a cauldron and a broomstick? Or does she just have different things? Or does it look different altogether? Regardless, this is what my witch looks like, and I'd love to see what it looks like when you carve a witch on the side of your pumpkin. If you've decided to carve a witch on the side of your pumpkin. Regardless, this is still what mine came out to look like. And I feel like I said regardless a lot, but I'm just saying it again anyways, because hey, I'm having fun carving pumpkins, and this one's a pretty good one. One of my favorite ones. So this is one of my favorite carvings this holiday season, and the one I feel like came out the best. What's one of your carvings this holiday season that you feel like came out the best? Pumpkin carvings, that is. All right. I can edit that later and I'll figure out what to do with it. I think that the very first one I did is the one I'm going to end up posting as a video. But regardless, you're just tuning in. I apologize. If you've been watching the whole time, thank you for watching. We've had a lot of fun tonight. And I think that the pumpkins came out really well. Once again, this is the Whimsical Witch. This is the Vexed Vampire. And this is the ghost holding a candle walking down a hallway, I think. My food should be done defrosting, so I'm ready to make myself something in the air fryer. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm also going to watch Agatha. It should be the last or second to last episode. So I've got myself some Halloween activities to do for the rest of the night. I'm looking forward to them. I hope you do your... I hope you do some sort of holiday activity. Just something in theme with Halloween tonight. Maybe watch something scary. Maybe carve yourself a pumpkin. I don't really know. Regardless, I've had a lot of fun doing this with you, and I brought some of the holiday spirit into your life maybe. Maybe you've enjoyed just the process of carving a pumpkin a little bit more because I did it, or maybe you've learned something. I'm not really sure. Regardless, you stuck by, and I had a lot of fun with you. So thank you for joining me. This is me wrapping up my live stream. I feel like the pumpkins came out really well. The Whimsical Witch, just like that. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. All the likes, the follows. Be sure to watch my other videos and see what's going on with me. I like to make a lot of This Is How videos. We had a lot of fun in the shed. Join me again. Why won't the light turn back on? And join me again next time I go live, which will be soon. I like to go live almost every single day. So if you've tuned in today, you can maybe tune in tomorrow for some more activities with me, Benjamin James Mogurdichin. Thanks again for watching. And I'm going to cut the live feed first on YouTube. So YouTube, if you guys want to keep watching, I'm going to stay live for a little bit longer on TikTok. But once again, thank you for watching me here on YouTube at least. Feel free to subscribe, watch my other videos, push like, and I will see you guys another time if you decide to tune in and watch me live. Regardless, I've had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too with the pumpkin carving and the holiday activities of Halloween. It's a spooky activity, and it was a lot of fun for me. So thanks for joining me in the shed. I hope you have a great rest of the night, and happy Halloween.